and patches stories grow, stitching secrets we all know. Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Sewing tales with every square, buttons falling everywhere. A crooked seam, but who will care? Iron presses lined so neat, friendships quilt can't be beat. Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Sewing tales with every square, buttons falling everywhere. A crooked seam, but who will care? Iron presses lined so neat, friendships quilt can't be beat. Patchwork of laughter sewn in time, a spool of joy on every line. We chat, we sew, we laugh, we thrive. Stephen and Walter, our life. Our life. Stitch by stitch they weave the tale, a patchwork life where laughs prevail. Patterns clash, but who can tell? Quilted chaos suits us well. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Stephen and Walter live on air, threading humor, they don't care. Teaching, chatting, pulling strings, life's a quilt of funny things. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around, it's a show where joy is bound. Pins and needles, jokes abound, sewing secrets they have found. Fabric flying all around.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live. Yes, be our last live for a bit, but more on that later. But let's see, we've got people coming in, and I'm just going to check my monitor here to make sure that we can be heard.
I think we only missed one, though, don't we?
And
Or do we
welcome
miss
to
two?
another
I
live.
think it's two.
Yes.
I
I think it's two we missed, but yes, we are there. People can hear us. That is all good. So let's just say hello to everybody. Of course, Russ is although he's only got a number 2 crown today. Don't know why that happened, Russ. And he's greeting everybody as usual, except for the ones who aren't watching. They're not worthy. Yes, we agree. Totally agree with that, Russ. And let's see. We have, let me get rid of that. We have Nina right on his heels from North Carolina. And then we have new. I don't believe we've ever seen Music 79360 before from Kansas, but welcome. And Mary is here from Kansas, and she says the rest of the month is going to be over 100 degrees. Is that Celsius? Don't think it's Celsius.
No, that if
Yeah,
it was 100
I know it's not Celsius.
we'd be boiling.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'd be lunch. Let's see, Barb is here from Stevenage, England. Oh, place named after me, I guess. And Lydia's here. Hi, Lydia and Inez. Suzanne is here. And Mona's here. She is an hour closer, she says, today in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to have the annual inspection on the balloon. And for some great Mexican food, too. Yes, you've talked about the Mexican food in that area before, Mona, and it does sound really good. Of course, it's close to the border, so I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Barb Olson is here, and Charlotte, and Diane is here. Hope you have a fantastic trip. Enjoy Birmingham. Well, we're going to be talking about that today. Betty's here, and Faith is here as well, and Dubrovka. I imagine Elle is in the background with Dubrovka, her husband. Arda is here from sunny San Diego. Likes the new intro song. Well, thank you. Thank you to AI for all of that, because I didn't write it. AI did, which is amazing, I think. Phyllis is here. And Colleen is here. And Darcy. And I think he said hello. Did I say hello to Mary? I think I said hello to Mary. Kathy and Marilyn and Kim from Nova Scotia. And has to run. Her son is there. Okay. Mary, you have to do what other people do. They tell all of their relatives and all their children and their grandchildren that you are not available on Sunday afternoons between 4 and 5:30. It's just that important. It really is. Joan is here. Happy Sunday, and not too long before you leave for London. That's right. Next week. Next Sunday, to be exact. Gloria's here. About this time, too. We'll come to that. And Pamela and Pace is here. Dubrovka says, yes, Al is here. He's waving. Hi, Al. Wave at Al. Wave at Al. Yeah. And Faith says, volume is going in and out on Steven's side.
I don't know how that's possible.
We only have one microphone. So, yeah, not sure how that is. Let me hear. Wave it out. Yeah. And Faith says volume is going in and out on Steven's side.
I don't know how that's possible.
We only have one. So
nope.
Yeah,
just
sure
monitored it. It's not happening at our end.
So it might be yours. It may be because we have one microphone now, and these microphones are actually stereo microphones. So, and depending on what you're listening to or how your system's set up, it might do something like that, but we don't hear it here. So, on the monitor. Rosalind says hello from Toronto, and help can't find you. Huh? Don't know what you're talking about. We're here. There we are on screen, so I don't know why you're having trouble. Maybe you open another window over top of us. That's a possibility. But I see what you guys see, and I hear what you guys hear, because I have this all going through my iPad, and it's acting as a monitor in real time. So, yeah. Charlotte says, sounds fine there. Joanne is here. Okay. I mean, you know, people, it's technology. There could be a million reasons why something's happening at your end that's not happening at our end, and we have no control over that. It could be your equipment. It could be your internet connection. It could be the great electronic gods in the sky have decided to turn their back on you. I have no idea. So, yeah, we just have to grin and bear it. That's the way it works these days. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi,
Jeannie's
Jeannie.
here. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, I will show you what I've been up to. And I'm going to talk more about this on Idiot Quilter on Tuesday, but it's my sister's quilt. It is all completely done, completely quilted, all bound, measures a little bit in around 90 by 90 inches. We took it over to yesterday along with the matching pillow shams that she wanted that I made for it. She seems to be very happy with it, so I am glad she is happy. So that project is out of my hair. And on Tuesday I will talk a little bit about it and show you some close-ups of the quilting and the backing as well then. And the other thing that I have, it's not something I just started. I actually started this back, let's say, let me find it here. Here it is. This is the tree skirt that I've been working on. I was thinking it was 2 years, but I think I started it 3 years ago because I started it before we went the first time to the retreat in Dahlonega. So yeah, I've dug it out and I am going to finish it this year. I have not that much more to go. I'm working on the little scallop pieces you see here at the bottom. And
I thought for some reason it looked different than that one. But oh, I thought there was one that had variegated colors all the way through.
no,
So, okay.
there are different skirts.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you pick for a color.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is what I've got. My colors
Okay.
aren't those
All
colors.
Right, all right.
But you always come up with something really
Oh, okay, I know.
profane to say, don't you, about anything. Anyways, I am working on that, and this will be done for this Christmas this year, which we will be home for. So that's why. Okay, so the other thing that, just let me get the right things here. The other thing that Walter's been working on, he finished my shirt. This is what I'm calling a Birmingham shirt. I will be wearing this when we go to the quilt show. And I think it's very nice. And you did something different this
Yeah, I
time.
used a different interfacing for the collars and the button band this time. I always used before Pellon SF101, and one of the guys I sell with started using Silver Stream, and Silver Stream's a little harder to get though. And I did get a bunch of it at one point in time, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. It makes the collars a bit softer feeling.
So soft. So soft.
So we'll see how how it folds up in the wash.
Yeah, how it washes, because it has not yet been washed. So we'll see. And a few people have come in. Susan says on my phone, Stephen cuts out, but on my TV, you are fine. Weird. Don't know why. Use the TV. This works better. Sue's here. Hi, Sue. And oh, music found us. Okay, great. And oh, it's beautiful. Will it be a tree skirt?
Yes.
Yes, that's why it's called a tree skirt. I guess you missed that when I was mentioning it. Em is here. Hi, Em. Barb loves the colors, and yeah, I like the colors too. Well, of course, blue is my favorite color. It's Walter's too. So, anyways, music likes the shirt.
I think that's the fabric I got at, was it the sale, the garage sale? Was it Ruby? No. What's her name? The one the garage sale.
At Rhonda's.
Rhonda's.
Yeah, when she had the garage sale, yeah. So, anyways, yep, I'm all set for Birmingham then. I'll blend in with the quilts. Okay, so that's what we've been up to. Well, we've been up to other things too, and when I say we, I mean Walter. He's been busy working on our garden, our deck garden. Boy, that little sucker's coming along. We've got huge cucumbers on it right now. And we had the little tomatoes. We've already been harvesting some of our tomatoes. We've harvested some of the peppers. Things are coming along nicely. So what's your plan for when we go? Like, you're going to what? Put it in big vats of water or something?
I'm going to put the plots in vats of water so I don't have to have anybody come over and water them. So I've done that last few times we were on vacation. They get a little waterlogged while you're away, but that's not bad. It's for a short period of time anyway, and then when I get back, I go back to my regular watering routine.
Yeah, they really soak up the water too, though. Like especially the tomatoes and the cucumbers, they just slurp. They pull out a straw every time they see it coming back. And hopefully, if any more of the tomatoes come ripe, they'll still be there when we get home because squirrels haven't detected them yet, but the little buggers will find them eventually. That's for sure. And then they'll be just licking their little chops. And the little buggers, what they do is, and these are cherry tomatoes, right? Small ones. They take them, they pick them off the vine, take one bite out of them, leave it on the railing of the deck, and scurry off. As though to say,
the
we
cherry
were here.
ones, they might eat the whole one, but the last year we had some big tomatoes, and they take them off the vine, and they'll even take a green one off the vine, take one bite out of it, and leave it on the railing. Yeah.
Don't like that. They're picky little buggers. Just come to the sliding glass doors, bang on, and go, "Excuse me, you've got green tomatoes. We want ripe ones." Yeah. Inez says, "I used mine for a round tablecloth, didn't cut out the circle." Yeah, you could do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But I am going to use it as a skirt for the tree. Inez says she harvested her cherries today. Well, that's nice. She got a cherry tree. Some cherries the other day. They're not bad. Where did those cherries come from?
U.S.
Oh.
I don't think we can get. I haven't seen any Canadian cherries.
Well,
so.
probably not yet. But up in Niagara Falls area,
yeah,
they do grow cherries. So I don't know. It might be a little early yet for them here. But anyway, so yeah, and of course, Walter's been busy, and we'll talk more about it. Like now, the windows are all in, and they're gorgeous. But now we need window dressings, but we do have a sort of temporary solution, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we do that, Sewing with Stephen is on this Wednesday, and then it won't happen again for 2 weeks because we'll be away. Sorry about that. We weren't on last week because we had that dinner. We're coming to that with our friends in Toronto. So we will be on this Wednesday, and then we won't be back on, or I won't be back there Sewing with Stephen until Wednesday, August the 13th. So after this Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays we're missing. And then right on the heel of that one, we will have a pop-up sew day on August the 16th. Saturday, August the 16th, pop-up sew day. When we get back, I will have all the details for that with the Zoom link and everything, and I'll send out the email. But just so you know in advance, you can pencil that in to your schedule. Pop-up sew day, August the 16th. Okay, so Chatty this week, we talked about Ikea as a source for possible sewing supplies and quilting supplies. And we didn't do anything revolutionary, but the only because I have seen videos on YouTube where people do this. But we sort of had Ikea on our mind since after we were left from our friend's place on Wednesday, we went over to Ikea to Walter wanted to get a new Billy bookcase and a Billy one for his stuff. Got rid of the old perfectly good bookcase, but he wanted more designer look, I guess, or whatever. Is it? It's a little taller too.
It's a little taller.
Yeah.
It has an extra shelf.
And it fits in that particular spot where he has it pretty good. So
yeah,
we had to pick that up, but we didn't know if we were going to be able to get that one in the car because we had a measure and we thought, it's how they come
just
flat
out
back
by a couple of inches. But
Yeah.
it was because it was very compact, flat pack. I was able to slide it up a bit further. So.
Yeah. So anyway, so it worked out and we got it in the car, no problem. But of course, while we were there, I had to look around because you go to Ikea, it's kind of like going to Costco. You go in for one thing, you come out with several others because you see all kinds of innovative things. And I picked up some strings of LED lights because I use them in the little 3D printed houses that I make, like the haunted house and the Christmas village you've seen in the theater and that. And they were on sale. $7.49 for a 1 meter strand of them, and they plug into a USB, which is fine. and they change colors if you want them to. They have several different settings. So I thought, well, that's not a bad price for the thing. So I picked up a couple of sets of those, and we got a fancy tray too. Now that we sometimes eat al fresco out on the deck under the new umbrella, for derbies that we usually have on the weekend, I wanted something to carry them out. I didn't have a tray, really. So $1.99, cheap tray, cafeteria style. What else did we buy? Did we buy something? I bought a fake to cover up the hole that's in the table where the old umbrella used to go. Yeah, and was there anything else we bought? We bought the new blinds.
Well, not really. Yeah.
Well, no, not really, but really. But yeah, well, let's just talk about that for a second. We're having a devil of a time trying to find something that we like. We do not want to put drapes over the windows. Drapes are so old, lady. Sorry. I forgot who I'm speaking to. And we did have blinds, like, what do they call those? Honeycomb blinds?
Yeah, honeycomb blinds, yeah.
Like, not wooden slat blinds, they're dust collectors. You know, the ones that, I don't know, they're not paper. They're
a type of material,
type of fabric.
And it has a wave in it. I don't know. It's an accordion type blind.
Yeah, accordion type blind.
Yeah.
And we like those. They've worked out well, but the problem is, with the new windows and the new frames, and
they're just slightly too big.
Just about 1/8 of an inch too big. Although Walter's working on a little experiment.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and file down the sides so that they
will fit.
Will fit.
But then, of course, we'll probably have to drill holes.
Yeah.
To put them up. We were trying to avoid that, but there's not much you can do about that.
I did order a blind that I didn't have to drill any holes, but then it uses what do you call it, a expansion rod or whatever at the top, and it looks okay.
And it works.
Yeah.
He bought one as an experiment, and we put it in the window down in our rec room because that window is a western exposure, and our TV set is right directly across from it, so bright, you can't see your TV. So we needed it, and you bought it as a blackout blind type too, and it fits and it looks nice. It looks good. So
I'm gonna try and cut down the. I haven't done it yet. I've started actually, but I haven't done it yet, and see if I can get it down a little bit so that they will fit.
Because
actually, I do like our old blinds.
I do like the old blinds. They're in great shape. There's nothing wrong with them, and they look good, and it also save us a lot of money. Because, how much was that one you bought?
The one that I bought in there. Now, mind you, it wasn't really the bottom of the line one, but came to $270.
So
for a small window.
And we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows to cover. So yeah, that could be real pricey. So we'll see. We'll see what Mr. Handy Guy here can figure it out. I would muck them up for sure. So there were some comments here. Dubrovka says we don't have squirrels and Timmins, only chipmunks. Well, we've got those little buggers too.
Yeah, we've got squirrels and chipmunks and skunks.
And skunks, you name it. We have them all. Chipmunks are so cute and so destructive.
Yes, they are.
No wonder they made those like Chip and Dale and Alvin and the Chipmunks were all little.
Yeah, we
scamps.
left some. We have an area that's covered under our deck, and we accidentally left some cushions on the chairs in the winter, and the chipmunks got to them and basically pulled all the stuffing out of them.
Yeah, they're destructive little buggers. Gloria says tomatoes and cucumbers love water. I have quite a few green cherry tomatoes on mine. Yeah, we've got a lot of green ones now too.
Yeah, I had 2 cherry tomato plants, and they're just green. But then I had this other one that I bought, this little dwarf tomato plant, and they called it a kitchen tomato. I don't know what kind of it was. And it already had tomatoes on it when I bought it. They were green. And now all of a sudden, all of them are ripening.
Yeah.
And I'm getting quite a few out of that.
They're very
one.
tasty
Yeah.
too. They're very tasty. So actually, we were going to look in to see if we can get seeds or whatever of those, and see if we can
I bought some seeds.
buy some
Yeah,
seeds.
but I was gonna maybe propagate the one that I have there when we get back from try and propagate it. So
You mean from cuttings?
from cuttings, yeah.
Will they grow from cuttings?
Yeah, tomato plants usually do.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought you just had them to use seeds, but whatever. We'll see. Because if they work under the grow lights, that would be great. Because they're short, and yeah, we'd have tomatoes up.
Yeah, because last year, a couple of years ago, we tried to do tomato plants inside, and Steve actually got some what they thought was dwarf tomato plants, but
yeah,
actually they weren't dwarf.
they weren't dwarfs.
And they got big, and yeah, we got a few tomatoes from it indoors, but they got way too unwieldy.
Yeah, they start to grow wild.
Actually, what I should have done was trim them back a lot to
Yeah.
and force them not to do that.
Yeah. Barb says cherries from BC,
That's a possibility, yeah.
but I haven't seen any from Canadian ones
I
in
haven't
our
seen
grocery
any
stores out here
Canadian
yet.
ones, and because of the American thing, I think they're trying to get rid of the American ones
Oh,
because
that's possible.
they were really cheap.
Oh yeah, well that's unusual, being cheap. So that's probably what it was.
They were
Glorious.
$1.88 a pound, and I think I just got slightly over a pound because it was $2.
Oh well, that's pretty good actually for cherries. Jeez. Glorious. No. Phyllis says the possums here eat my lemons. Okay, I'm just picturing like possums are ugly little creatures to start with, but I could just see them all puckered up. Lemon make them even more ugly. Inez says I have 2 trees. Fight with the crows, but this year I won. Okay, you fought the crows, but the crows won. No, not this time. Joy T's here. Hi, Joy D. Scott's here. I love my comfy IKEA couch. Said no one ever. Yeah, their furniture isn't the most comfortable, but you know, when you need shelving or storage or tabletops or whatever, or cabinets, you know, to keep stuff in, they're pretty fat. If as long as you don't get a hernia trying to
Yeah,
get the
the
damn
only
boxes in your car.
Yeah, the only problem with us is we have to drive to Toronto to go to.
Yeah, we don't have one
IKEA
right
here.
in the immediate vicinity. Barb asks, can you cut your existing blinds? Well, no. There's like we said, it's only about 1/8 of an inch to take off, and it's just
I'm gonna file down the sides of it and on either side and see if I can get them fit.
yeah. Diane says she pays $11.99 a pound for cherries. It's down from $19.99 a pound. Of course, Diane is out in the middle of the ocean, kind of a thing, in Bermuda. So I could see why they're probably quite expensive there. But yeah, everything's expensive. So that's why when we were at IKEA, we decided to, we kind of talk a little bit more about IKEA. And that was on So Chatty this past week. And we had lunch there. We had the sawdust meatballs with the Logan berry sauce, whatever that is. Actually, I thought they were kind of tasty. I haven't had them in years, but yeah, and if we had a membership at IKEA, because now apparently IKEA has memberships. I don't know what they cost. We could have got it that day 50% off on those Swedish meatballs. So, but anyways.
Okay, wasn't sure if it would work to use the seeds from the tomato, but it probably would. It makes sense. You can. So I'll do that.
So use seeds from a tomato you like. Cut, place seeds on paper towel and plant. Huh. Well, that's an idea. It's the way I would have figured
Yeah.
you're supposed to do it, but whatever. Lily's here. Hi, Lily. I'm seriously thinking that when we get back from our trip, that I might, you're all going to say, oh no, I might buy a bamboo printer. It's a smaller one than my carbons, but actually it's got the same size build plate, but it's not quite as sophisticated as the X1s, but of course it's also not as high in price. And I love my bamboos, and I'm not using my KEs, my Creality anymore, because they're just so last year. So, but I don't know. And I'm thinking that if I do that, then I'm going to have to get rid of 1 or maybe 2 of the KEs from the 4. And I could try and sell them, but I don't think I'll get that much for them because you know what it's like when you try to sell anything secondhand. Uh, you post it on something like Kijiji or something like that, then some idiot shows up on the doorstep. You've asked for 150 or $100 or something, and they'll say, "Well, will you take 50? I brought 50 cash," and that kind of stuff. And I don't want to dicker over that, but I might see if I can donate one. I might be able to donate it to the local library because I do know they have some printers there. I don't know what they use. Do programs with the kids in STEM learning, they call it, which stands for something. I don't know. Science, technology, engineering, and math, or something like that. It's all the rage. Or I could try to see if the Kedron.
I was going to suggest something else, but
What?
anyway, I'll wait till we're off air. So.
Oh. Okay. Fine. Mystery. I think I know what you're going to suggest. But we'll talk about that when we're off air. But anyways, we'll see. I don't know. That's just up here in my head where most things lie. But when it comes to 3D printers, you can't have too many. You really can't. No. Scott says he likes IKEA food. IKEA had a good end of the world where we go to the IKEA. At one point, they had a curry, which was really quite good. They stopped it. In fact, they seem to only have now, you can get sandwiches, you can get a salad, they have their sawdust meatballs, and fish.
And they have plant-based meatballs.
Oh, yeah, plant-based. Oh, great. If next time I want to eat grass, I'll be sure to pick something like that up.
Kim says if the tomato's a hybrid, you'll get one or the other parent plant.
Okay, because I heard that if the plant has been what do they call it, genetically modified, they won't grow from seeds or something like that. So I don't know.
I don't
what's
know
true.
if I noticed whether that one was a GMO or not. Or sometimes they say they're not GMOs. So.
So we don't know. It's an experiment. We will see what happens. Okay, it's how you learn. Just experiment. We're good at that. Okay, so I was talking about the window dressing. So when we were at IKEA, we saw these accordion blinds made of paper. They are very inexpensive, like $4.99. You can cut them, but they don't come quite long enough for our big windows. But we bought 4 of them because we thought, especially for our dining room and our kitchen windows, for now, they would be good until we got what we really wanted there because it looks kind of into our neighbors. And one of our neighbors, she's all about privacy. And we, not that we're peeking around, looking out the window or, standing in front of it, having a coffee naked. Hello, neighbors.
Yeah, like one of our neighbors seems to be extremely paranoid.
So we saw these and thought, and no hardware necessary. It has a sticky tape across the top of it, and you just plunk it up there, sticky tape, pull it down. There's some little things to keep it from bouncing up and down. You put on. So we installed one of those in the dining room, and it looked damn good. So we put the other one in the kitchen.
And it's actually, you can buy paper blinds, but this is actually not paper. It's actually a polyester, which actually looks not bad.
Yeah, and I do have a picture to show you what this looks like.
Yeah, the ones at Home Depot are paper that I saw, but it's not a paper blind.
No, these are actually a polyester.
Yeah.
But I thought for $4.99, I'll get these for a while until we get what we want. But I'll just put a picture up here so you can see. This is the one in the room. So it works in the space. So yeah, it'll do for now. Like I said, so we put one there. Now, one you put in the guest bedroom, but that window's a little bit bigger, and it
doesn't cover.
It doesn't cover it completely. It's got a gap of about 3 or 4 inches on either side of it.
Yeah.
But that window kind of looks into the dining room at the house next door to us, so it it'll serve the purpose for now. But I thought, how can you lose it? $4.99.
Yeah.
With it. So I think that was a good find. With all of that, let me get back to my screen that we're looking at. Okay, so Joydy says Lowe's and Home Depot sell them here if you have those stores there. We have both of those stores here.
Yeah, I bought one from Home Depot. It's a little wider. I haven't used it yet, but it is actually a paper blind, and it was more expensive. It wasn't more expensive, but it's still reasonable. It was $10. So
Yeah. You did?
yeah, I did. I have one, but I haven't used it yet.
Oh.
It's on my desk.
Oh, okay.
It's a little wider. It'll fit in my window. Okay.
Oh, all right. But that one older blind that we
That's the only one that fits.
That's the only one that'll fit because
Yeah.
the measurement was wrong on it when we first originally got it. Jean E. Moosley is here. Hi, Jean E. We have a lot of Jeanies these days. I mean, that must be very popular to have your middle initial as E or call yourself Jeannie. I don't know. But maybe it was a thing at some stage. You know how names go. Anyways, I digress as
It's
often
sort
do.
of like Stephen E. Bland.
But I don't go by Stephen E. And I'll tell you why. Because then people will call me Stevie. And I hate Stevie. And you know that. I do not like to be called Stevie. So, we went out to dinner at a very expensive restaurant. It's called Jacob's. And I'm going to throw up the menu. Well, not throw it up. Where is the menu?
At the top, if you go to the top.
Oh,
of
up
the
to this.
bars,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
And it says menu.
Menu. Let's go to the steak. And it's loading. Okay, so we went into Toronto to visit these friends of ours. We've known these guys forever. And they want to take us out for a special dinner. Now, there's several special occasions happening at that. My birthday was on Monday. Our legal wedding anniversary was on Tuesday, and that was our 20th. We don't really count that anniversary. That was just when we had a party when it became legal. Because for us, our anniversary's in December, just before Christmas, and this year it'll be 42 years. So, yeah, it took us 22 years to be able to get legally married in our relationship. So they wanted that, and they wanted to do this because I have given them several quilts and some other things. Actually, the one guy is very much into Victorian glassware, and their condo is full of Victorian glassware, but he also likes Royal Dalton figurines. Well, wouldn't you happen to know the last time they were over our place, we got talking about that, and I said, you want some? I have 2 boxes full of them. They were my mother's. I'm not putting them out anywhere because as far as I'm concerned, they're nothing but dust catchers. I do not have any sentimental attachment to them. And he said, sure. So he went through the box and picked out 2 and took them. Now, he kind of said when we were there, he said, yeah, you still got those Royal Daltons? I says, they're yours if you want them. And he wants them, but his other half does not. But I think when they're supposed to come out here in December to visit us. So I have a feeling I might just take those boxes, wrap them all up like a Christmas present and say, this is for you. Don't open them until Christmas Day. Bye-bye. And there are no returns. So, because I want them out of my house and my sister doesn't want them. So, and you know, I know he appreciates them, he loves them, so might as well give them rather than take them off to Value Village where they'll sell them for a couple of bucks. And I don't like giving a lot of things to Value Village anyways because they're owned by a corporation, and that's a discussion for another day. They're not really a charity for that. But anyways, so they took us to this restaurant. It's called Jacob's. It's in Toronto. It's in a very trendy part of the city. It's very, very expensive and very, very high end. To the point where I wasn't sure what we should wear, and I contacted them and said, you know, how dressy should we get? Because to be honest, dressy for us is a pair of black jeans. Nice black jeans, but black jeans, you know, and I'm wearing right now. Shirt. Anyways, they said, oh no, it's casual. So we went and, well, I'm going to show you. It's a steakhouse, okay? All right, let's just take a look. What would you like? Would you like the 4-ounce California cut strip loin for $104? Or how about the 8-ounce for 208, or the 16 ounce, only $416 Canadian prices, people.
Unless you get into the Kobe steaks, which are 16-ounce strip loin for $960.
Yeah, so, bargain at twice the price. Now, this does not include side dishes. Have side dishes.
No, scroll up to the cheaper steaks. Scroll up. Scroll up.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, these are the more reasonably priced steaks.
Yeah, and in fact, what we had was the, where is it?
Scroll up further. The
There.
Pinnacle Farm 8-ounce strip loin.
From Australia. That was $72. And then you can get, they have like Caesar salad. And they have two prices on the Caesar salad. They will do the Caesar salad at your table. Hello, the 80s called and they want that salad technique back. I haven't seen that done in a restaurant in years. But our friend, he's all about this, and he wanted the Caesar salad done at the table, which was only $35 per person. The cheaper version of it is when they just do it in the kitchen. That was only $25 a person.
And that's for an appetizer size Caesar
Yeah,
salad.
these were not
These
huge
were not
salads.
dinner size Caesar salads.
So that. And then the sides. Our one friend, he's going, I don't baked potato on here. And this went on all night long with the maitre d', the maitre d' was trying to be very comical, and they were throwing this back and forth at each other. But what they did have was they had pureed potatoes.
Pureed potatoes with chives.
With chives, which is mashed potatoes.
Oh, it's pureed potatoes with sour cream and chives.
Yeah, something like that. Which is mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
At $22. They also had...
All the sides were $22.
All the sides were $22. They had these mushrooms that were done in something.
King oyster mushrooms.
Yes. They had asparagus with hollandaise sauce on it. They had, I think there were Brussels sprouts of some sort that were pan-fried Brussels sprouts or something, also $22. And, they did have another potato thing, which they called potatoes au gratin, something and something, scallop potatoes.
Yes.
Okay. That kind of thing. All $22. Now, mind you, these were meant to share at your table. So they were...
there was snow pea leaves with almonds, too.
Yes, snow pea leaves. I never have had snow pea leaves, never seen them before. I've had snow peas, but not the stems that they grow on, the stalk, basically. So we ordered, for the table, we got the mushrooms, we got the potatoes au gratin, we got the peas.
Snow pea leaves.
Snow pea leaves, and that was
the
it.
Asparagus.
Oh, and the asparagus. So there's $100 worth, pretty much, of sides. The sides were good. I'll say that. Rich. They definitely use a lot. The snow pea leaf greens were kind of like spinach, with the way they were cooked. They were tasty. And then the steaks were very good. They were cooked to perfection, perfect, the whole bit. But they bring you the steak on a separate little designer plate, and then you have another designer plate, and I guess that's for your sides. And then I thought I would do the tacky thing. I don't care what anybody says, and these friends of ours are like this. I need to have some sort of steak sauce when I have a steak. I don't care if you're paying $960 for the bloomin' thing or $2.99. I have to have my steak sauce. So I said to the waiter, I'm going to ask you a tacky question. Do you have steak sauce? And he goes, yes, we do, sir. I think our two friends were mortified because they don't eat. They never have. You go to their place for dinner and you have steak, and oh my God, I've been forced to eat it with ketchup. If in a pinch, if there's all you've got is ketchup, I will use ketchup. I don't like using ketchup on steak, but I will. I prefer A1 myself, or HP, whatever. But he points out the sauces. Well, yeah, that wasn't really what I was asking for, but like they had a peppercorn sauce, okay, well, which is fine. They had a couple of other. They had
They're
béarnaise.
and they have a bordelaise sauce, which is sort of like
Yeah.
wine with
Yeah,
with
a reduced wine sauce.
the gravy from the
Yeah, au jus kind of thing.
yeah.
With it. So I got the peppercorn sauce. Actually, the peppercorn sauce was very, very good, and it was very, very rich. They only bring you a dollop, teeny, teeny, itsy bitsy little thimble of it. That was a reasonable. That was a bargain.
That was $10.
That was $10. Yeah, a bargain, right there. They did bring these three little dishes, little tiny dishes
with
that
little tiny amounts of
Of
stuff.
stuff in
One had chimichurri sauce in it, supposedly house made. Another one had a dark liquid in it, which I'm not sure if it was soy sauce or something like that. And then because I didn't hear what they
No,
said.
I didn't.
And the other one had blackened salt.
Yeah, black and salt. That was interesting. I tried each one of them. They were different. They were tasty. I think I was the only one that had any.
I tried a little bit of the chimichurri, but I didn't have any of the brown liquid.
But it was definitely something a little different. And it came with a tiny little spoon.
The dinner came with popovers.
Oh, yeah, they served at the beginning of the dinner while you're waiting for your order. Into that. Popovers. They basically look like my Yorkshire puddings, but they were a little bit different. Well, I know what a popover was. And they brought a little thing of garlic butter as well with it. Actually, it was kind of different. They were nice. They were quite tasty. Rich, like Calorie City for this meal. We didn't get a bottle of wine at the table. I mean, I didn't know how we were going to order this because they were paying for it. We'd already looked up the menu in advance. We knew this was going to cost them an arm and a leg. And so, you don't want to take advantage of that. So we're following their lead. So I said, so what do you get when you... They've been to this restaurant before. This was the brand new one, though. They've been to the older one before, and they hadn't been there since COVID because it kind of closed down during COVID. So anyways, but getting...
Mark wasn't having... One of them wasn't having anything. He was just having tap water.
To drink, yeah. But I was talking about the food.
Oh, food.
So that's why we ordered the cheapest steak on the menu, which was the $72 one. Our friend, he actually got the next one up. He got the bigger steak. I'm glad I didn't get a bigger steak because I was full.
Yeah.
The 8-ounce was plenty.
He got the what was it?
12
The rib. Well, 14-ounce rib steak.
Was it 14-ounce he got?
Yeah, 14-ounce rib steak. That was 140.
Oh.
Yeah, all the steaks came without sides. You have to. It was just a hunk of meat. And that is actually common in a lot of steak places that you go to. Is that we're in our area anyway. That often you don't get anything with it. You get the steak.
Yeah. So we all ordered one. We had one drink, and Walter ordered. He asked if they had draft beer.
Well, actually, they have a list of beers on their menu, on their drink menu,
Yeah.
right? And I just assumed when beers are listed like that, I just assumed they were draft beers because one of them was Guinness,
Yeah.
right? So and they had a beer that I usually get if I go to a restaurant, and so I asked for that one, and I assumed it was draft, and they said no, it's a can. They only had canned beer.
Yeah. Which was
Kind of weird in
And-
a high-end place that they didn't offer.
Yeah. Mark doesn't drink, so he just had tap water. Our friend Bill, he ordered a mixed drink, I think Coke, with it. I had a glass of white wine, and I mean, the guy, of course,
I thought you had a glass of red wine.
No, I had white.
You had
Oh,
red.
did I have red? Oh, it was a Pinot. That's right. It was
Yeah.
Pinot Noir. Yeah, it was red. I don't know. I don't remember the colors or anything.
Yeah, but you bought the cheapest red.
it was
It
$18.
was a 6-ounce red for $18.
$18. So we did not have a bottle of wine at the
And
table.
my can of beer was $14.
Yeah. So anyways, now overall we did see the bill, but of course we weren't paying for it. But it was
Before tax, it was $362.
it was 625.
No, sorry, 600. No, you're right, $632. I got it mixed up. Before tax,
I know. What did I hear? Sorry.
$632. Yeah,
Yeah, before tax and tip.
before tax and tip. Yeah.
So wasn't a cheap night out for sure. Very nice place. The food was very good. The service is excellent. There's just some minor little things. One, the ambiance of this place. Okay. It has extremely high ceilings. It's in a fourth floor of an office building of sorts. Right near the main Union Station, downtown Toronto, that kind of thing. And that's the new sort of business district of Toronto that's developed there over the years. Probably place that restaurant in that area because they probably get a lot of business clients,
Yeah, and it's right across a big stadium, which is the Air Canada Stadium. And it's where all the hockey games are played
and everything
stuff
like that
in Toronto.
So they probably get a lot of traffic through there. Although you just don't walk in and get a table.
No.
They'd had this reservation for a while, for a couple of months, and I asked them, well, if you want to make a reservation here, how many weeks out? And basically, it can be as much as 4 months before you can get in. So yeah.
And not only that, if you don't show up, they charge you They charge you $50 per person.
Yeah.
If
So
you don't show up.
yeah. But the ceiling is so high. I would say 30 feet.
Yeah.
It's at least 2 stories. Kind of, they like if you top from the ground up in height, and noisy because all sounds are bouncing off the ceiling and the walls. It's so loud. If you're trying to carry on a conversation with the other people at your table, you really can't hear them. So yeah, and that always bothers me in a restaurant. I mean, I don't expect a restaurant to be like in the old days you went into a fancy place and it was hush hush like a library. But it's just too much noise.
We could hear people when we first got there. It wasn't full, the restaurant, and we could hear then. But then as the place filled up and with more and more people, because it was packed with people, it got very loud.
Yeah,
very loud. And then towards just about the time we were leaving, we heard a baby crying.
A baby crying. Who brings a baby to a restaurant of this caliber? Unless that's going to be served as an appetizer. Baby back ribs, delicious. Like I thought, oh, give me a break. But downtown Toronto people, oh, everybody wants to see my baby. I have a baby. I'm wearing diamonds, but I have a baby. Okay, good for you. Like you would think you were the first person on the face of this planet that ever gave birth. But it was very nice. Some minor little tacky things. I thought they were tacky. I told you about the little sauces that came. Okay, so you got 3 little sauces. They're each different. 1 little spoon. Now, I didn't understand how this was supposed to work. If I use the spoon in one of the sauces, am I supposed to take it, look into the next one? What? With that. And you have 4 people sitting at the table, just this one set.
These little tiny dishes for 4 people.
I think they were more for looks. I don't think anybody ever ate any of them. I'm the only one. I've seen that. I thought, well, this is going to cost anyways. I'm going to try these suckers. That when Walter ordered his beer, the guy brings the glass, the beer, and the can of beer on his tray. He he had the tray tipped up like this and pouring it so you didn't get too much head on it and everything like that. Knew exactly what he was doing. And then he plunks the can on the table. Hello, this isn't a pub. Why would you put the beer can on the table? Because he could also get the full beer in that glass.
To show me which beer I ordered,
but
I guess. I don't know.
He showed it to you.
Yeah,
he brought it and poured it in front of you.
I don't understand that
I don't
either.
understand why that was done that way. The noise was the other thing. These are all very nitpicky. Okay, the little spoon. Can I think of anything else? Not really. We were sitting next to the fish. They had what do you call it, a raw bar?
Yeah.
And they had these humongous fresh fish in a glass case, and they were real.
They were aging them.
They were aged. No, you couldn't smell them, thank God for that. But I kept looking over at these dead fish hanging there, and they weren't small. We're not talking minnow trout size. We're talking huge suckers. I guess that was sort of part of the decor. Oh, and when we first got there, they were going to sit us at the table just inside the door to the main dining area, and like that was a throughfare. That was where all the traffic went by at the time. Luckily, our friend Bill, he turned around and he says, "No, I don't want to sit here." And I think it took the young lady who was seating by surprise. But if you knew our friend, he is always very soft-spoken. He never gets too upset about things. But there was fire in his eyes, and I don't blame him. And I said that. I said, I agree. When I go into a restaurant that I'm paying a lot of money for, they're going to seat me where I want to be. And if they seat me someplace where I'm not going to be comfortable, I will say to them, I'm sorry, I don't want to sit there. If you don't have anything immediately available right now, we'll wait for what's appropriate.
The only good thing is that the seating in there, the tables were well spaced apart. So
yeah,
you weren't sitting on top of people.
You weren't sitting on anybody's lap. And I hate that when you go into a restaurant, especially something that is high end, you know. So anyways, well, she said, I'll be right back. I think she went crying to the main desk kind of a thing to the people there and like, I don't know what to do. They don't want to sit there. What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. She came back out. She collected herself and she found us a more appropriate spot to sit. So that was fine. But I thought Bill was going to kill her because the look on his face was like, oh, sort of like when I go into teacher mode. It was even scaring me. But I agreed with him completely with that one.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
No.
As far as first spot, I thought, I don't like that spot.
Like, I'm sorry, but you work for us, we don't work for you. Obviously, in what we're paying for this. Well, we weren't paying, but, you know. But anyways, it was a very enjoyable evening. The food was very nice. Would we go back? Maybe someday down the road when we feel very rich and it's a very, 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 very special occasion. Like one of us is dead and the other one's going there for a private wake. I don't know. Something like that with it. But, you know, I don't believe there's any piece of meat, no matter where it comes from or what it is worth that kind of money. You know, and this was a place to be seen and to see the celebrities. And our friends are very much into celebrity watching. I didn't see any that night.
No.
But
none that we could identify, put it that way.
With it. But anyways, but it was really nice of them to do it. We really appreciated it. You know, it was an event. It was an event. Now there's been some discussion here. Oh, Kim says, looks good, but if your neighbor has a problem, why don't they put up something to cover their windows? Well, they do.
Yeah, they do. They put Mac tack on their windows and they close their blinds. But they don't think their blinds get closed tight enough because light leaks through them.
Yeah. And I think we've already answered Joydy's question about what we ate. And thank you, Denise, and everybody else. A royal dolt with the hand-painted periwinkles?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a variety of them. Most Royal Daltons are supposedly hand-painted. I don't know. Quite frankly, we've learned over the years. My mother loved Royal Daltons, and at the time when we used to buy her one for her birthday and another one at Christmas time, she had quite a collection of them. She loved them because, you know, as far as my parents were concerned, they were an investment. Guess what? They're not an investment. They are not worth whatever you've paid for them. It was this whole thing about, oh, well, they'll break the mold on one of them, then it's going to triple in price and the whole bit. That's all a myth. That's all a lie. It's just porcelain. Yeah. And now you see them. People are trying to get rid of them. They put them up for sale, $35, $30, $25 for something.
Yeah, you can go onto eBay and see lots of them, and nobody's bidding on them. So
nobody wants them. You know, the 20th century called. They want their Royal Daltons back. Right. Give it to someone who will appreciate. Yeah, exactly. These peeps must be millionaires. No, but they have been very, very clever with their investments over the years, and one of them was very high up for a company, a major corporation, and the other one retired at about 33 from the banking business, and he did some very clever investments over the years. I'm pretty sure that they've got a lot more money than we ever will have with it. But they're very generous people. So yeah, and ketchup. Yeah, yeah. I like Bernaise sauce too. Toss up. I almost got the Bernaise because I haven't had that in a while, but I went with the peppercorn. Hi, Julie. Those fish were to cook for the next. I don't know. I'm not sure what they do because I do not like fish.
If you noticed on the menu, there was salmon that was aged 45 days. I didn't know. I knew you age beef.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize.
I didn't realize
fish.
you age fish either. But we don't eat fish, so at least you didn't have to sit by the restrooms. Well, that's not true.
Actually, the hallway to the restrooms was next to where we were sitting, but it was quite a ways away from us.
Yeah, Amazon or
and
just direct.
Apparently the restrooms though were individuals. They were all we didn't go to the bathroom, but they were one of our group did, and apparently they had like 8 doors that were individuals.
He kept wanting us to go to the bathroom so we could see this. I've seen this kind of thing before. It's a bathroom. Individual. It's unisex basically, but but it's a room. You're going into like a private room with it, but you don't have to go. So but yeah, but we were sitting where people were going out to them, but we weren't not like in a oh hello, we see you want to open the door. We know what you've been doing in there, kind of a situation.
So Joy asked, "Did you get dessert?" That because often I don't get dessert when I go to a restaurant.
Neither do I.
Or whatever. And Steve and I were both very full from the main course.
Yeah,
and I really there was no more room. But no, and one of the 2 guys that we were with also didn't get a dessert, but the other guy did.
He got a carrot cake thing.
A carrot cake. And it's about this big around or whatever, and about that tall. It looked good. It was all the desserts were $21
yeah,
each.
Yeah. Yeah, at least they're consistent in their pricing. It looked good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I had a cheesecake, creme brulee, carrot cake. I can't remember what the other.
Didn't have that many.
No, they only had 4.
They only have about
5.
four on the menu. So yeah, I think you've named them all right there. But anyways, it was an interesting evening. It was nice out. The food was good. Service was excellent, as I said, and I don't know if we'll ever be back there again, not unless we win a lottery. So anyways, speaking of my birthday, you might want to know what I got for my birthday. Well, I think I've already told you. Walter got us tickets for the ABBA Voyager show in London when we go to London, which is all done with, what do you call it? Holograms.
Holograph.
Yeah, and this kind of stuff.
It's actually Voyage, not
Voyage. Oh, okay, Voyage. Well, anyways, that's what they call it, and so we have seats for that. But he also got me a new light jacket because he was concerned that I didn't have anything appropriate for London weather when we're there. And he's very particular about his jackets because he only has one for every month of the year. Goes with his shoes. The only thing he's lacking is purses. I'm sure we can do something about that. I did not have a birthday cake. Walter came home with little tiny cheesecakes in different flavors, just a couple with that, which were quite tasty. He got them from a very, very exclusive bakery. It's called Sobeys, which is a grocery store.
Yeah.
But anyways, I enjoyed them. Oni got me some Cadbury chocolate.
Imported from England.
Well, yeah, it's the only kind of Cadbury we eat with that because all the other Cadburys suck. And they do. Someone brought this up. I don't know might have been on Russ's pop-up Day that he last Sunday, about the oh no, it was on Sean, the guy who shows, on his Saturday morning thing, and they were talking about Cadbury chocolate. And the Cadbury chocolate that you get in the States and what we get in Canada is different than what you get from England and from Australia. And we were told when we were in Australia, because there's a Cadbury factory in one of the places we were in Australia, and they vary the sugar content and chocolate amounts according to the palate of the nationality of the country they're making it in. So it's slightly different. They tend to be less sweet, the English version, and more chocolate than the Canadian and the American version. And you can taste the difference.
The
Between
English version also tastes like it's a little creamier.
yeah, than the one that we have here in. So I'm at the Dutch store, because the Dutch store has a British food section.
And you can also get them at Sobeys.
Yes,
because
you
they
can also
have a
get them at
British food
Sobeys
section.
as well. You used to be at Walmart, weren't you?
You might be able, you might be able to get them at Walmart too.
Too, but yeah. So yeah, it was a nice birthday. And of course, it was our 20th anniversary, wedding anniversary, but already talked about that. So we are off to UK next Sunday. So no Stephen and Walter live next Sunday. However, while we're over there, we will be posting videos as we always do on any of our trips, and we may attempt a live or two. It's going to depend again on, our connection, where we are, and everything like that for the technology.
But it won't be next Sunday.
But it won't be next Sunday.
Because we're leaving here Sunday night, and we're arriving on Monday in England.
So how are we getting there? No, we are flying, yes, in a plane.
In a plane.
But Walter got us 2 seats together in premium economy, because he used points, because we had points.
Yeah, we were in economy originally. And I found that there wasn't that difference in the economy seat and the premium economy when we were going across. So I was able to upgrade us for that. But on the way back, there's the price difference is way too much.
Yeah.
We're gonna still be in economy, but we're sitting on the way back. We're sitting in the back of the plane, and there's 3 rows of 2 seats in the back, and we've been there before, which I like. You don't have anybody sitting next to you, type of thing.
We've already ordered our meals, because you can do that in premium economy. I mean, it almost sounds like an oxymoron saying premium economy with it. But yes, they have a lovely choice between slow cooked beef, which means stew, or chicken teriyaki, which means chunks of chicken in brown stuff.
Now, mind you, we had the teriyaki
Yeah, and
going
it was
over
okay.
to Amsterdam, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
For airplane food.
For airplane food. Like, my stomach always starts to go flip-flop when you say the words airplane food.
Airplane and food don't seem to go together.
But before we get on the plane, we have something else we have never done before. Walter also, thanks, 2
including
points.
the premium. I also added the what do you call it?
Lounge.
The
Air
Maple Leaf.
Canada Lounge.
They call it the Maple Leaf.
Well,
Lounge.
whatever, okay.
I've never done that before. But last time we were in the Toronto airport, the international section, it's really, if you wanted to get food, Toronto's international
Spit it out.
area for food in the restaurant, very little selection.
Yeah, it sucks. They used to, when they opened up that terminal, because it's a newer terminal, they used to have several different restaurants you go to. But the last time we were there, it is like maybe 2 restaurants, and then the rest is, there's areas that have like
When they had one of the was it not the Olympic Games, but they had the what's the other one that they had? There's a games that's like Olympics, right? Not paraplegic games or something.
not the Invictus.
No, I can't remember what it's called. There's another games that they had, and they had them in Toronto. They hosted them in Toronto.
Okay, I don't remember.
I forget what they're called. Anyway, so they revamped the international terminal in Toronto for that, a few years back, and it was nice when they did that because they had all these like iPads on that you could order from a menu on the iPad and all this other stuff, and they had all the seating area, right? And you could sit at these tables and order from the iPad.
Yeah.
Right. But the only thing is now anybody can sit there. It's not just specifically the people that are going to the restaurant.
People who aren't eating, ordering food or drinks or anything are sitting there with their cellular devices all plugged in, charging them and playing their games or checking their email.
So if you want to eat something, you have to find an empty space for you to sit in so that you can order something.
And there isn't any.
No.
So, yeah.
And the food is crappy that you get.
Yes, and it's expensive. Well, you know, it's an airport.
I mean, we got, we got butter chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah.
They were $20 a piece, plus 2 beers. Did we have 4 beers?
We may have had 4.
Okay, 4 beers. That came to $80.
2 each. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways, well, you expect you're going to pay a lot for crappy stuff in an airport.
And the food, what was annoying about that, okay, it was butter chicken Caesar salad, and the butter chicken was cold.
Yes.
And it was...
and Caesar salad was hot.
Yeah, it wasn't very enjoyable.
No. So anyways, we've got this other in the lounge, and it includes drinks and food.
Yeah,
So we'll see how that works out. If anything, we're away from the plebes. So, you know, kind of a deal. For a brief moment, you almost feel like you've made it. And then reality sets in when you get on the plane and go, oh, okay, that's nice. At least I'm not on the wing this time, outside. But yeah, so that'll be okay. I do not. That is the worst part of a trip for me, is getting there. Because you never know whether your airplane is going to be delayed or canceled. You in there with all the other yahoos in the terminal, and then there's somebody with a crying child, and you know that's the reason they don't have windows you can open on an airplane is because they know that I would stuff a crying child out the window. I'd open it. Okay, bye-bye.
We've had a couple of incidents in the past, more recent years when we've traveled, where somebody suddenly makes a fuss before you take off, and you have to drag somebody off the plane, and then you get delayed. So because they drag the person off the plane, then they have to, because somebody, one time we were at one, and a woman stood up and rummaged around in the overhead bin, and the guy that was sitting next to her in the middle seat decided to yell at her and say, "Don't you touch my bag or I'll punch you." Right?
Okay.
And okay, so that becomes a threat. And then they decide to haul the guy off because he got threatened. And we've had a couple of incidents like that where somebody ends up getting thrown off. And then they have to find the luggage that the person had, take that off the plane. And it's really annoying.
It's just all annoying. And then
why can't people be nice?
And then you get the people who are sitting in the seat in front of you, and that's just when your food comes on the tray, they decide that is a perfect time to recline fully in their chair. And so you're sitting there with this tray pressed straight up against you and possibly wearing whatever is on the train or on the tray.
Yeah, like the two that we were sitting across behind on the way to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
They just like push the seat all the way back. I'm always careful. Recline, but I won't recline that much.
Yeah, I'm always aware of the people behind me and try to, but apparently that's not what everybody does. So anyways, once we get to our destination, I am fine. So our destination then is we are flying, of course, to Heathrow, and we're going to be taking the train, the
subway,
basically the tube, from the train station right close to our hotel, because our hotel is located a block away from the train station, and I'm talking the train station opposed to the tube. The tube will get us there.
The tube stops at the train station as well. So and then and then we're a block away from the train station that takes us to Birmingham. So we don't have. That's how I booked the hotel.
Yeah,
so.
But we don't go to Birmingham immediately. We arrive on Monday.
the 28th.
Yeah.
So we've got the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. 31st, we're going to Birmingham.
We go to Birmingham, and then we've got 2 days. Well,
3 days in Birmingham.
but we've got tickets for 2 days for the Festival of Quilts. And maybe if we have time or whatever, we'll see how things. Well, maybe we'll take the train right into Birmingham Central and see what that's all about, because we've never been to Birmingham before. So that'll be. Now I noticed that where is it? Inez said, where is it? I saw it here a minute ago. Will you see Kate? I think you're referring to Kate as in the Last Homely House YouTube. I won't be seeking her out. I mean, I have met Kate because back a few years ago, she graciously agreed to be one of my presenters on my retreat, my virtual retreat, and which was really nice of her. But if in passing I see her, I would say hello. But you know, she's Kate. We're nothing there. I have sent an email to Adam of Adam Sews, and because I know Adam will be there one of those 2 days, or maybe both, I don't know, and told him we're going to be there. And I said, you know, if you've got time, because I know Adam is a very busy person. He knows everybody, you know, and he visits with them all. And I said to him, you know, if you've got free time or something, or, you know, if you want to get together, have a drink or something, or just, you know, just say hello kind of a thing, we're going to be there those 2 days and whatever, and we'll stay in contact by email. But I mean, if you're too busy or whatever, that's okay. Not to worry. Well, he wrote back to me, actually, pretty quick, and he said, yeah, that would be great. He had just had a check to see he might be helping out at a couple of the booths or something in the vendors part of it all. And I said, okay, well, let me know, and I said, we're pretty flexible, you know, for our time when we're there, so whatever. So it'd be kind of neat to meet up with Adam as well. But, you know, nobody knows us over there. Nobody knows us here. So, yeah. And, but we'll see what we see. You know, who knows? Who knows who we'll run into. So, then that brings up the question is, what will we be buying if there's all these vendors? Probably not a heck of a lot for a couple of reasons. One, we have limited space for lugging fabric home because we're doing our backpacks again. But beyond that, unless it's something that I know I can't get here in North America, either through online or in an actual quilt store, if it's something really unique, that's what I'll be for. And I'll consider purchasing. But also, fabric over there is a lot more than we pay either in Canada or the United States. So
we found Moda, or like, you know, the manufacturer of the fabric is a lot of the stuff they sell there is the same as what you get in North America, except it's a lot more expensive.
A lot more expensive. So yeah, so we'll be careful with what we buy. I'm just not going to buy something for the sake of buying it. I'm going to be very.
I mean, we were planning to go to Liberty of London at some point,
yes.
But they
lovely segue.
Their fabric is pretty expensive, and a lot of the stuff online, I don't see any patterns I really like too much. There's a couple that might be okay. They have quilting cotton and they have cotton lawn, and but a lot of it's like small flowers and stuff like that, which is not stuff that I like.
So you can see the prices here, £16.95. That is basically about 30 Canadian dollars for. Now I'm assuming, I don't know if they do it in meters or yards.
I think it's meters.
It's probably meters. Let's just see here. Yes, it's a meter. So that's expensive. Yes, it's Liberty fabrics. They are nice fabrics.
Now that's quilting cotton.
That's
they
quilting
also have
cotton.
Lawn.
Yeah, but here, just before you skip ahead on that, but you see here, this is not my style of fabrics. I can appreciate the quality of it, but there's not anything here that's jumping out at me like it's a must-buy kind of a thing. Now, if we go back, and Walter's talking about
there, tunnel on there, cotton. There's tunnel on there.
Okay, what's it? Whoa,
It's-
$29.95 a meter.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but
It's-
what's the difference between that
It's
and
very
quilting?
silky.
Oh, okay.
And $29.99 a meter, that works. That in our money.
Holy, that's what, about $45 a meter
Uh,
in Canadian? Like, this is the stuff that you...
it's $52 a meter.
Whoa, okay. Like, that would be one expensive shirt.
Yeah, so I'd need at least 2.5 meters.
Yeah, so well over $100 Canadian for
Yeah.
that. And again, the patterns here are not really, like, grabbing me at that price.
Yeah.
Like when I look at it, but we're going there anyways because Liberty of London has a lot more than just fabric. And actually, years ago on one of our trips to London before I got into quilting, I was still a paper crafter. We were in Liberty of London, and I didn't know what it was. I saw some cards or something. I think I bought a three-dimensional card or something there. But they have like lots of things you can see up here. So it's a destination, basically, to go there. And now I have a different outlook towards this, but I don't think I'm going to be buying
Mass quantities of fabric.
no. Now, if I happen to see a fat quarter bundle that has some potential in it, I might, just to say I've got some Liberty of London. But we can buy Liberty of London here online in some places, and well, it isn't any cheaper, but it depends.
And they sometimes put stuff on sale.
Yeah. The places here.
I noticed now it's $29, but a little while ago I saw it was on sale for $20. So,
Yeah. And Barb says Liberty's an exclusive store like Harrods. Yes. Oh, we'll definitely be going to Harrods. I love Harrods and Selfridges. Two places we always like to go to when we're in London. Barb says Liberty is old lady prints. Yeah, it is. Music wants to know where I got my trimmer by George. Well, I got it at our local quilt store. But you can order online, but it's produced by Hoop Sisters, and they have like an online store, and you might even be able to get it on .com if you're an American, too. Just seeing what other people are saying here before we move on. Artist says, ooh, I love Liberty fabrics. I have a small collection of their fabrics. Yes, they are expensive, but it's like fine wine. Liberty does have new quilting fabrics. Yeah. So we'll see. And Liberty building is made up of 2 old sailing ships. Neat architecture. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look at it more when we're in there. I thought it had a bit of a Tudor flavor to it, but from what I remember when we were in there last. But that's interesting to know. We'll have to go and check that out a little bit. Of course, I will be taking a video of all of this too as well, and I'll be sharing it while we're on the trip. So you guys will get to see what we see as well. So then, of course, there's all kinds of markets and that kind of thing that we're going to, like what you listed off a bunch.
I have a bunch listed that I was going to look for, and we've been to London lots of times, so we've seen a lot of the sites in London. I also got tickets to an observation deck that's in London called
Sky Garden.
Sky Garden.
This is what this looks like, right here. Sky Garden, and it's up on top of one of the high buildings down there. They have a couple of restaurants as well. We're not booked into a restaurant because it is rather pricey, but it'll be interesting to see it because it's all this garden basically up here in the.
Yeah, and I got tickets. You have to get tickets to go.
The tickets are free.
The tickets are free, but you have to really be on them to get the tickets because they release them every 3 weeks on a Monday, and they're snapped up really quick.
Yeah, so we've got tickets.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. One of the trips when we went to London, we went up to the Shard, up the top of it, and actually we had tickets there to have.
But we had to pay.
Yeah, it was champagne and something, and you looked around.
Champagne and orange juice, and it cost us like $50 a glass.
Yeah, it was a bit. It was a bit over the top kind of a thing, you know. But again, it's you have a view of the entire of London. It's kind of neat for that kind of thing. I mean, we might be able to go in and have a drink
Yeah,
or something when we're there, or munchies or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It depends.
We're going just before lunch, so
Yeah. So speaking of food too, there is a place we've been to it before. It's kind of famous in London. It's called Gordon's Wine Bar, and it's basically a cave, and it is dark and it is old, and I'm claustrophobic, and so when we were there last time, it was a nice day. They had tables outside. We sat at a table. We sat there for several hours because I think we
had about 2 bottles.
we
of
had
wine.
2 bottles of wine, I think, in Chukotori. Actually, that's where we had a Scotch egg.
Yeah.
And I've never had a Scotch egg before, and they're actually quite tasty. I'd like to try them again. And then there was like different meats and cheeses and things like that. Yeah, we spent an afternoon drinking and nibbling at this place. But our friend, one of our friends that did Jacobs, he had recommended this to us at that time, and he recommended it again this time. I guess he forgot he told us about it before. And we said, yeah, we if we've got time or whatever, it fits into our schedule, yeah, we'll probably end up there. I mean, the thing with London is there's so much to see and so much to do, like we don't have, except for, getting on the train to get to Birmingham for the quilt show and that kind of thing. We really don't have anything in particular that is a must do.
Yeah.
So now, speaking of food though too, London is a great place to get, if you like Indian food. That's a great place for Indian food. And there's a place you call, Brick Street?
Brick Street. Yeah, that's where somebody suggested to go. There's a lot of Indian restaurants there.
Yeah, so and getting around in London is really easy because you take the tube. And at first time you've ever taken the tube, you may be a little bit overwhelmed when you look at the map, because these are all the lines, and they're all color coded, and they'll take you anywhere you want to go.
And 2 lines are go right to the airport, so you can take it right from the airport to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And one is the Piccadilly line, and the other one's the Elizabeth line that goes.
The Piccadilly line is part closure, says on this.
For today, probably.
I don't know. Jubilee and Piccadilly. Part close Saturday, July 19th, Sunday, July 20th. That was just day today. So, yeah. But, I mean, all of them intersect each other. Like, that's just a small map of it. But it is a little overwhelming the first time.
Go to the maps thing at the top there.
Tube and rail maps.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Oops. I don't want to do that.
Go back.
There. But there you go. We're used to the Toronto subway system, like 2 lines. That's it. So, yeah. But like I said, you can get anywhere you want to go in London. And everything is electronic when it comes to paying. Last time we were there, we had a card called was that Oyster?
We still have it. We have about £7 on it.
Yeah.
But we can use the Oyster card and just load money onto it, or we can tap our phones or something like that.
Yeah, I think now this time when we're going, you can just tap your phones, and that's what we did in the Netherlands basically for the train system. Tapped our phone, your credit card went bang. That's it to it. So very easy to get around. Now the other way we're getting around, of course, is the system. Now this might be a little bit more hairy than the Netherlands were, because apparently, what was the statistic?
Trains are only run about 40% of the time on time.
Yeah. So I mean, we already have our tickets for the train.
Yeah.
Did you get first?
No, first class was really expensive,
that's
so
right.
we have priority class, which is in between first and the only thing you don't get, the train ride that we're taking is just over an hour, right? First class will give you a meal.
Oh, well, we don't need a meal.
We don't need a meal for an hour.
Well, no, and we're leaving at what time on the train?
Yeah, we're leaving at 11:30 or something like that. And so they have a class in between first and regular class, and it's I think it's called priority class. So we're on that. It's a little bit cheaper, so but it gives you more space. There's less people on that car, and I thought it was worth the extra money.
So that's how we'll get to Birmingham and back from Birmingham to London. So, yep. And we're traveling light, so that won't be a problem. We're not dragging big, huge suitcases with us. We're going the same way as we went when we did.
When I went to Holland, when we went there, I weighed my bag, my suitcase bag.
Yes.
And I had 17 pounds of clothes in there.
Yeah. So, and you know Walter, he comes home lighter because he throws his underwear out. So this is just the web for the Festival of Quilts and that kind of thing, and we've already talked about that. So that will be an experience there as well. And I've never been to QuiltCon. I know for Americans, QuiltCon is the bee's knees and everything like that, but I have seen videos with the QuiltCon, and I've seen videos of the Festival of Quilts, and I have a feeling the Festival of Quilts makes the QuiltCon look like something that a local guild put together. I don't know. Could be wrong. We will see. As I said, I've never been to QuiltCon. I've only know what I've seen on YouTube, so this will be interesting to see what we see at this one. Bring that back there. Okay, so yeah, getting excited about it. Have to get everything packed up, ready to go for this trip. And yeah, so videos, there will be lots. I will be posting. My goal is to post a video every day. And sometime during the time we're there, we will do at least one, if not a couple of lives. When those will show up in your feed, I have no idea, because we will be 5 hours ahead of Eastern time here, our time here. And get the thumb down. Always does that. So yeah, just watch your notifications, and of course it'll be on replay anyways. So can't join us on the live, and hopefully all my technology will work with it too. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of our time, but I did want to, because I neglected it last week. We've had some comments, a few that I think are worth just bringing up and answering on here. So one of the comments comes from, it's about gardening, and this came from Betty, and Betty says, Stephen, what kind of tomato and soil do you use for your patio plants? Well, what do we use?
Use Miracle Grow potting soil.
There you go. And what kind of tomatoes? Well, we've already kind of talked about it.
We have cherry tomatoes, and we have another something called, it's a dwarf tomato plant that puts out, I don't know what kind it is, but it's puts out a version of cherry tomato.
Yeah, so I hope that answers the question. Another question came from Brenda about quilt stores. She says, Oh Look Fabric. I did a review on Oh Look Fabric, which is in Milton, Ontario. She says, I looked at their website as we drive through Milton frequently. I could not find an address other than downtown Milton. I find this frequently with ads. No address bugs me. Well, I know how you feel about that, because I've run into that too. But I think Oh Look Fabric does have, it's not obvious, but if you go to the bottom of the first page of their website, I think they listed the address there. If not there, it may have been, I think they may have had an FAQ. It may have been in there as well, but they do have an address, I'm pretty sure, posted on their website. I can't tell you because I don't know. Never been there. And this goes to the window dressings, and this was a suggestion for our little dilemma with our window dressings, and this comes from Mary Mack, and she says, you can sometimes find vinyl cling film that looks like rain glass. We mentioned that the window in our bathroom, we had it done in rain glass, which is sort of a ripply kind of glass that you can't really, it allows light in, but you can't see anything through it as far as images or anything like that. And that's in place of, putting a window dressing in it because it's the bathroom kind of a thing. If you cut it carefully, you can't tell it's not part of the glass. This might be a solution to kitchen area windows where you don't want window dressings. We kind of regret now after we saw the rain glass and it was installed in the bathroom, that we didn't get the rain glass for the dining room and the kitchen window, because that would have been kind of nice there. It was, but I don't think I want cling film. Now, I'm assuming that the cling film is something that you can peel off easily. It's not really Mac Tack. It may be what they have next door. That may be cling film. I don't know with it.
We can investigate.
We investigate that one. It's an idea. It's a suggestion. I just don't know how well it would look in a like the dining room, kitchen. I don't know. Well, but I don't know. I've never investigated it. So thank you, Mary, for the suggestion. It's an option. Put it that way. Okay, so that's it for us today. So just a reminder, Stephen and Walter, Sewing with Stephen this coming Wednesday, and then nothing for 2 weeks. Then the next one will be August the 13th, and then August the 16th pop-up. There will not be a Stephen and Walter live next Sunday, but you'll get lots of videos as we're on our trip, so stay tuned for all of that. So, yeah. So anyways, thank you all for wishing us a great trip. That's appreciated. And as always, we appreciate you being here today, because without you, we'd just be talking to each other, and that's bloody boring. So, or the wall. Same diff. So have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Say goodbye.